All right. Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. My name is Mark, and I'm with the Fabric Cut, and I want to welcome you to this week's live show and tell. Today, our featured product, our featured quilt kit, is going to be the Whispering Pines. I'll scan that up to the window there for you. Take a look at it. Whispering Pines kit. Super cool. I want to let you know that there's a special price for this kit today, just for watching the live. Got this one on sale for $141.74, and that's on sale through the stream. Mind you, the regular price, if you went directly to our website today, would be $202 and 48 cents. So $202.48 is the regular price. We're offering it today here for watching and clicking the link from the live here at $141.74. Super good deal. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to dig into this kit and talk about it because it's a little bit different than some of the other kits that we have. So first and foremost, as we get everyone in and settled, and I'll repeat a number of things throughout the show for those who joined late, but drop into the comments, where are you watching from? So whether or not you're watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube, on one of our stream platforms, wherever you are, or if you're watching the recording, just drop in, do me a favor, let me know where you're watching from. City and state would be great. Again, we're just trying to build that audience, see where everyone's coming in from. We know that not everyone can join us live. All right, cool. While you're at it, if you wouldn't mind, please share this link. Just share the stream, share the link to the video. Just somebody that might be interested. It kind of helps us grow our audience, helps us out a lot with the algorithms on Facebook. And again, it lets us continue to bring these really great um, products to you. And hopefully they're helpful to you. We've got Bill in from Beaverton, Oregon. We want to thank him for tuning in. Appreciate that. Super cool. Another guy in the chat, which is awesome because, I think when we look at this kit, we're going to see that this kit does appeal to a wide range of palette preferences, but the colors are definitely something that you could give a gift to a male or to a man. But again, as we know, we all love quilts. Quilts are both beautiful to look at and beautiful to own and possess. All right. While we're here, as been the trend for the last few lives, is I generally show something from the garden or something from the yard. I wanted to show that we did get our reds. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when the yellows had popped, but the red roses have finally bloomed in the yard. Pretty cool. And then this is the second round of some of our wildflowers that we have up front as well. But always nice to have that color in. So how's the weather where you're at? Love to hear where the weather is. It's been kind of a weird season for us here in the Northwest. Okay, so before we get started on actually looking at the kit, I have a couple of questions for you. And again, if you're watching live or on recording, I'd appreciate an answer. I'm just curious. For those of you who sunbird or live in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area or visit there often, what are some of your favorite quilt shops? I am traveling there this coming week, and we'll be looking for some free time to check out a quilt shop or two. So I'm just curious, what are your recommendations in the greater Phoenix area for a great quilt shop or your favorite quilt shop? Feel free to put that into the chat for me. I'd love to hear that. Geneva coming in from Granbury, Texas. Welcome, Geneva. Appreciate you tuning in. Super cool. Granbury. Yeah, I think I know where that's at. That's a great little spot. All right. And then the second question I had was, I know we have customers from all over the United States and all over the world. We ship to Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Ireland, South Africa. I saw one go out the other day. So I know that not everyone's in the same region, but how many of you in the Western region will be attending the Sisters annual quilt show? Sisters Oregon, kind of a hub spot for quilting in the Northwest, hosts an annual quilt show with hundreds. The whole town is covered in quilts, all on display for one day. It's Saturday. That is July 13th from 9 to 4. It's a super cool event. I'm just curious if anyone is going to attend. I'm definitely going to be there myself. I was thinking if we had a number of people showing up, maybe we'd set up a scavenger hunt or a little show and tell or meet and greet while we're there. But yeah, if you're planning on attending the Sisters Quilt Show in Sisters, Oregon, please let me know by dropping that in the chat as well. All right, let's get to the kit itself. we're again talking about the Whispering Pines quilt kit. This is it here. I'm going to zoom it up so you can see the layout a little bit. As you can see, this is a triangle pattern. Okay, lots of blues and greens, lots of blues and greens and whites here on this kit. Reminder, this one's on sale through this stream for $141.74. And we will start to talk out a little bit about this kit. I'm going to show you some of the pieces and parts as they go. I'm going to lay them out on the table here for us, and then we'll get a deep dive look at them, and we'll talk about laying them out, actually, because I do get a lot of questions. So for those of you who don't know, I am the customer service person you generally will talk to or deal with if you call in or email. I'm the one that generally responds to a lot of your questions. So I get these, and so I love to address a few of them. Just because if one person asks, as we know, somebody else probably has that question too. So with that, I'm going to spin the camera around, and I'm going to come to the other side of the table so that we can tilt and get some up close viewing of the quilt fabric itself. Okay. And then we'll kind of go through all the colors and we'll get a deep dive. Okay, so we're going to bring you a little bit closer here to the table, and we're going to tilt just a little bit more. All right, and again, one-man show, no official cameraman angles to help us out today. Tilt that in as close as we can, and then we'll get into the fabric itself. All right, so we're going to pivot just a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's take a look. So this one is the most floral in the batch, and I'll bring this one up for you to see. Again, it's this blue and sage green. Blue and sage green with the white backing, the white background here. Lots of shades of blue, some dark, some, I would call it cauliflower blue. But this is a great piece of fabric. And as you can see, pre-cut and ready to go. That's the one beautiful thing about our quilt kits. The fabric is pre-cut and ready to go. Let's move to another one. So here's another blue. This is that lighter blue. And again, you can see a little bit more light with the white floral background. There we go. Yeah. What do you think about that? Yeah, Kay, thanks for joining us from Dallas, Texas. 2 Texans in the house. Yes, the fabric is great. That's one of the things I always love about our kits is just playing with the fabric. I love when the new kit arrives and I get to play with it. Look at this green though. Look at this swirl pattern. A couple of shades of green into white. Just super. And the quilt quality of the fabric is, as you know, we're all about the touch and feel. And I know we don't have touch of vision or smell of vision for you today, but you know, the fabric, it just feels great. You can see the back of it here. It's quality all the way through, 100% cotton. Just excellent to work with. And then we got this one. We got a little bit of a plaid and blue with the white background. We got Denise joining us from Portland, Oregon. There's a Northwest person over here. Appreciate you joining us today. Again, those who are joining us, feel free to hit the share button. See if we can't drag a few more folks in here. It's a great piece of fabric here as well. All right, let's dig in and find something else. All right, here's the darkest piece, I think, of the entire set. But you can also see if we zoom in just a little bit, there's that sage color that we had repeating throughout. So now we're marrying colors together, which is, I just appreciate the designers when they're laying out these kits and selecting the fabrics and the colors and the patterns. They always do a really good job of really finding a nice blend that's still interesting to the eye, but also, you know, definitely goes with what you're trying to accomplish. Here's another dark in our blue here. Another great symmetrical pattern. on the blue. What do we think of this one? I think this one might be my favorite piece of the whole, but that's just me. I think the swirl green and this blue. Any thoughts on this one? Is this a favorite? I don't know. Probably alone in that, but that's okay. And then another white background with the blue accents. This is a darker blue, kind of a dark navy blue vine pattern. Again, really great coloring. Everything's crisp. Look at the edges. Look at the edges on the fabric itself. That's what you get when you buy a pre-cut fabric kit from us. You know, everything's cut and ready to go. We're not spending a lot of time up here, you know, with our rotary cutter, measuring and worrying if we got everything perfect. Because as we know, especially with quilt kits, as we start building blocks, if we're off by a little bit too many times, definitely adds up. Yeah, the flowers are great. They just really speak to me for some reason, and maybe it's because I've just been spending a lot of time this spring in the yard and the garden. Okay, but I'm with you. I like the flowers. Here's another sage. Again, as you can see, the theme is this blue, dark blue, sage green, maybe a sage or matted blue. But look at this. Look at this. Great, intricate design. It's not 100% like perfect and digital, but it's got a nice fabric, like a bamboo matte flow to it. I like this one as a great contrast piece. Again, great visuals with it when you're putting it into your kit. It draws the eye. Let's get another one here. Oops, I'm a little, there we go. Here we go. All right, and then here's another blue. I think I'd love to have a shirt made out of this one. Super great. Again, nice and clean. Another great visual with the brush stroke blue. Great one there. Yeah, Kay. That's the great thing, especially for those of us. I think that's one of the things that I'm most passionate about with the kits that we sell in the fabric cut. You know, the pre-cut it's accessible to everyone. You can give someone a kit and they can go right to work on it. And it, you don't have to have all the rulers and all the blades and all the patterns and all the knowledge. You're really following the instructions, using the pieces that you have with the pattern, and you can get right into it. And you can get right to a finished quilt a lot quicker than if you started from scratch by going out, buying the fabric yourself, trying to figure out how it's all going to go together. Yeah, the blue brush strokes. Yeah, that was a good one. Again, I think I'd love to have a cabana shirt or something made out of that design. That's a great one. Maybe in a lighter polyester, but shoot, I love it. No, okay, I love the interaction because honestly, if you're not talking, and this goes for everyone, if you're not talking, I feel like I'm talking to no one, and I'm hoping that I'm talking to someone on a recording later. So I love the interaction. Feel free to pipe up with whatever you're thinking. I love it. Okay, and I think that gets us to the end here of this grouping. I guess I think we get back to this blue again. Yeah, the dark blue. All right. So yeah, that's the kit itself. So these are your main blocks in the pattern. And I'm going to bring the pattern back up here to the front, and you can see we're in a triangle design. And those are the varying shades of color. And that's the other thing I really love about this kit is that it's already set up. So you can see here, I'm going to zoom in on the side here. You see, like we've got these little half triangles over here. Well, guess what? They're already cut for you. They're already ready in the colors, so you don't even have to worry about that. You're going to start with row 1, and this is probably the color, one of the colors you'd use right here on row 1. Okay, so we got row 1 right here. We're going to go alternating with white, but there's the smaller half triangle blue. Start with this one. Grab your white over here, and go to the sewing machine and start piecing it together. And that's the cool thing about it. So everything's set up. But the other thing that's cool, and I'll show you this part, like inside, if you want to, you could absolutely take this part of the pattern and be like, oh, I just want to pick my colors. Or you can lay them out and play with it. Because again, this can be one of those kits that you can customize to whatever you're feeling. You know, this is the dark blue, but there's a couple of dark blues that you can choose from. There's a couple of light blues that you can choose from. There's a green and a bunch of greens to choose from. So you can pick and choose. You can pick and choose as you go through here and as to how you want this to lay out. And then as you're going through, you can make it visually appealing. So if you like a certain cadence across your rows as far as color palette goes, then you can absolutely control that. And all you're doing is following the pattern with the light to dark, light to dark, light to dark. And if you want to follow this, you can generally find a nice pattern that works for you. And I'm going to break that down here in just a second. Hi, Brenda. Thanks for joining in from Michigan. That's great. Michigan. All right. But anyways, that's kind of how this goes, right? So that's the beauty, and it's one of the things I really love about this kit. So while I'm on this side and I'm talking, remember that this kit is going to measure out. Okay, this kit is 64 by 77. So this is your typical throw size quilt. Okay, this is a throw lap size quilt. Well, I'd probably say more throw than lap, right? If you wanted to make it bigger, okay, as I showed you with the one template over here, if you wanted to go bigger, you absolutely could. We're here on this size, but if you want to go to king or queen, you can absolutely do that. You can see those directions are here as far as your row count. Okay, your count. Oops, that's a little. There we go. Going across, that shows you that yes, you can get this count for your throw if you need queen or king. Now, if you want to make a queen kit, you're going to need two of these kits. So this is a great time to buy your kit, because through this stream, the normal price, remember, is $202.48, but on this live, it's $141.74 through this stream. So the beautiful thing there is if you need to make, or you want to make the queen, get the two kits. You're definitely going to save some money there, and you'll be able to put it together. But the instructions cover going out to the larger size. You'll need a third kit to do a king, and that's typical with all of our patterns and all of our pre-cut quilt kits. I always get a little tongue-tied on that. Pre-cut quilt kits. I need to practice every day. But if you want to make extras or go longer, you need a couple extra pieces, okay? All right, so I'm going to bring us up just a little bit here, and I'm going to circle back around to the other side. We're going to talk about laying things out. And oh my goodness, this is a rare sighting, ladies and gentlemen. But Mr. Man Grady here is on. He is definitely going to check things out on screen today. Grady, would you like to make your internet debut on a live stream? There he is. He's not very camera. He's not very camera ready. He's not going to pose for us here, but this is Grady. He's 11 and a half, 12 years old, and he decided to come out and say hi today. Thanks for joining us, Grady. I'm going to let you down. There you go. All righty. Pop back up here. All right. Oh, welcome, Judy from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Thank you for joining us. That is awesome. Yeah, you got the kid on that special promo. That's great. Well, tell you what, Judy, why don't you send me an email and describing the problem. You can send that to me at customercare@thefabrichut.com. So customer care, all one word, at thefabrichut.com, and we can take a look at it and see what we can do to get you squared away. The other thing I was going to point out on the kit, of course, we also include in the kit your binding. So this is your binding color, binding strip color. There it is. It's that bamboo or woven grass look here. Plenty of strips there to take care of your binding. And that's what you're doing when you're buying those extra kits, as we were just talking about with the queen and the king. You're going to need X amount of more of these and X amount more of these. So by having the two kits, that's how you get to those sizes, and it gives you enough fabric to finish, of course. Okay. All right, any questions while I reposition the table a little bit? We're going to talk about some layout stuff. Step off and set this down. Any other questions while we're getting rolling here? I'm going to move some things around, bring another bin in. Actually going to bring in 2 more bins. I'm going to kind of stop for just a second. We're going to review a few things. As we mentioned just a little while ago, that the Whispering Pines kit, the one we're just talking about and looking at the fabrics. Okay, we've got this one. She's on sale through this live. I'm going to drop the link in the comments real quick, just in case you don't see it. Here we go. That's the link to the sale page. Okay. And that way you can get that at the regular at the sale price that we're promoting here on the live. So just like I said, if you go straight to the website, you'll go to $202.48. But on this live stream through the link, whether you're watching live or on the recording, if you follow the link that I just dropped in the chat there, you can get this kit for $141.74. Yeah, Kay, that's exactly what I was just, we're going to get right to that. I think you can absolutely do that with this quilt, and you can stream it one way, you can build it one way to the other, and then flip it on the next row, or keep it consistent and give it a wave look. I mean, there's so many possibilities with this kit. It looks like simple triangles, but if you really want to get creative and you want to play with some layout, there's a lot of great things that you can do with the visuals to really change how that kit comes together. So sorry for the hands, I'm Italian, but there we go. All right. And Lexi's coming from Australia. Hey, our first Australian live. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that. Okay. In addition, while I'm here, just a reminder, also on the sale page is the titanium coated blades. 10 packs are on sale. They're listed at 10% off if you need blades as well. Again, these are some of our great blades. They fit everything. So whether you bought it on Amazon, you know, one of these easy rollers, which is just a copy of this Fiskars here, right? Right? Whether you need a 28 millimeter blade for your Olfa quick release, or your Olfa comfort grip, right? All our blades fit all of these, including the big boy here, which is this big 60 millimeter, all ready to go. Okay, so 60 millimeter, 45 millimeter, and 28 millimeter are available on the website, and they're also part of the promotion for this sale here on this live stream. Okay. All right. Any other questions before we go into some piecing ideas? And I want to talk a little bit about getting your triangles to turn out correctly and nice and sharp. So I wanted to take some time, but I wanted to answer any other questions. And oh, one person's asked, looks like coming in from YouTube, is asking about this quilt. Okay, so this quilt, yes, this is the Morning Glory kit. Okay, this is the Morning Glory kit. This is a special edition kit. We featured it a few times in some earlier lives, but as you can see, the colors are really great and vibrant. We've got multiple block frames in the design. We're using a blend of prairie flowers and crazy daisy here in our fabric line. And the cool thing about this kit is that it is a special edition. We only made 1,000. So there's only 1,000 of these kits that are going to be made. So you will have one of 1,000 when you buy it. The other thing that's great about it is it was part of our Mother's Day and May promotion, and a percentage of our sales for this kit, from this kit, go to a hospice promise foundation. Is the name of the Hospice Promise Foundation, helping those who need that service for hospice. I love that. It's a great charity. We're super excited and proud to be partnering with them on a kit. But yes, this kit is available as well. It's on special. You can see it in the link down below. $134.08. I think this is almost the lowest this one's been so far. So today is a great day to get it. Again, if you need to make it bigger for a queen, go to 2 kits. If you need to make the king, move up to the 3 kits. But everything is here. It's beautiful. They did a great job quilting this, and we'll try to get out of the way here just a little bit so you can see. If you want to see it up close, I can always bring it down off the wall. Just let me know if you'd like to see this one in more detail. Just let me know at any time during the live. We will do that at the end. Okay. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about in our time together today is I want to talk about laying out the triangles themselves. In just a moment, I'm going to step away. Sorry about that. I have a weird feature on my television. It's a smart TV, but it's not always too smart. It wants to turn on at random times. I don't know. We'll figure that out another day. But I'm going to bring us down here into the table again, and we're going to talk a little bit about laying out these pieces. So as I mentioned before, with the pattern itself, okay, we're talking right here. Our first block here is the darker blue. Now, as Kay had mentioned, you don't have to follow this up. You can, if you're comfortable with it, you can change this up any way you like. But you're starting here, so I'm like, okay, well, we're going to start with a triangle, and I'm going to need to follow it up with a white. Okay, so then I know that that's going to be where we're at there, and then I have a light blue coming in, so I'll drop the light blue, and if I pivot things around, that probably will make it easier for you all to see. Okay, but it's as simple as that as we're getting going. We're just starting to play with it, and we're working by row. So we're going to chain piece this together, or we're going to piece this together by row, and then we'll sew rows together at the final assembly before we put on the binding and putting in the backing and all that stuff. As we're going here, so people ask a lot of times, like, how do I get my triangles to match up? Well, and they worry about this dog ear. Well, the dog ear is here to just remove a little bit of fabric. Oh, you can see this here, little dog ear here. It's to help to remove a little bit of fabric as you're going through, because you're getting these intersections. Anyone who's done triangles knows that you get a cluster of fabric. It gets a little thicker at the end, at the tips when you're going through. So that's what that's about, for those who didn't know. So here we are. We're talking about putting it together, and we're getting it lined up. Okay. I'm going to turn it here so that we're not going same side with the dog ear. So then you're going to set her up here and get it positioned where everything matches up. Okay. So as you go through and put it together, of course, we're going to run our 1/4 inch seam allowance across here, and that's going to be great. And then when we fold it over, okay, we're going to be with that little piece here. It's going to be its own little dog ear here at the end. Okay. And then as you go to the next one, you then put in, so we have non-dog ear versus dog ear. So when it comes back out on this side, now we're coming back with another white. We would go dog ear here, and we would sew this one as well. So then when it folds out, of course, if we just cover up the blue with the white, and this is not how it's going to finalize, but you can see that as your stitch line goes through, let's switch this one out just a little bit here. I'm going to go this way. As you come out through the other end, right, your 1/4 inch seam allowance is going through here, and then it's going through here, which will give you this perfect triangle. Okay. And so people who are new, or folks that are new to quilting, that's one of the questions. They're worried about their tips lining up perfectly. But if you follow the pattern and you're sewing on the 1/4 inch seam, just keep pressing things over, and then as you come through, you know that you're going to have that intersection right here at the tip, and that's what gives you your perfect tips. And because everything's the same size and everything's cut perfectly for you, that's the advantage to having the pre-cut kit ready. You know already that you are running on good solid lines, you're running on good solid fabric, and you can go ahead and make those stitches and create those seams very readily. And then of course, as you start to nest your seams as you stack, then it all comes together really easy. Okay. Any questions on that? Does that make sense? Did I explain it well? I'm not a great quilt teacher. Just curious. You could always throw one through the machine if you need to. It's always hard with the camera and the sound, but the whole idea is you're going to start with your dark and you'll bring in your lighter color and you're just really matching things up as you go. So this is the tip that is tip to tip, no dog ear. So just match that up right there, right there. And thanks, Kay. Appreciate that. I've never really taught quilting. I know a lot about it from the business and the industry side, but I've never really taught someone how to quilt, to be honest with you. But I thought I'd share, the most common questions. So I appreciate that. But again, you're just making that sewing line because we know that this is going to be an overlap area up here. So this is where that overlap's going to come through. Because if you think about it, and let's see if I got a pointer here. If you think about it, right here is where your 1/4 inch seam's coming up and it's going to finish here. But on the next one, it's going to come through here and they're going to intersect right about there. If you think about it, right? It's going to intersect right there. I don't know if that's easy to see on the screen or not. Yeah, Patricia. Yeah, you leave the dog ears in play because like in this one here, as we were looking at it, I'm trying to see if I can't get this. I'm trying to watch the camera and the screen at the same time. But as you come up on this side, on this edge, you're going to finish right through here. You see that we're going to finish right through the middle of this dog ear. And then when you come up the other side, when we have another piece of fabric on the other side, and it's lined up, it's going to come through on this 1/4 inch right through there. So we can't get that. So it's going to go right through that dog ear in the middle again as well. So you're getting this action right here. I'm hoping I can show you that. Yeah, you create an X. Excellent. Thank you for simplifying, Kay. Thank you so much for simplifying. Yeah, you're creating an X right here. So you get one side coming up, one side coming down. And because of the X, when you fold it out and press your seams, then it all works out. And we have a tutorial. If you need help with that, you can always send me a message at customer care. There's a short tutorial on this that we can send you, and it'll help you sort that out. But that's the whole idea, is coming up the sides because we know and we trust that everything's square, everything's on the triangle, we got all of our angles and our fabric's cut right. We can come right up the side, make the X through, and as we press out on your pressing mat, you get a nice, clean, and consistent triangle. And the whole idea is to make sure everything is lined up on one edge. Okay. All right. Let's see, any other questions I can answer for anyone here? Again, I appreciate you all joining me and being with me today on this. I'm going to slide this stuff up. I guess I'll put myself back on camera for a little bit here. Maybe we'll bring down the bigger quilt. Okay, so let's do a quick recap as we wrap things up. All right. If you were just tuning in or joined us in the middle, you can always go back and watch the recording, which is great. Appreciate you. If you are watching the recording, feel free to jump in with questions and answers. I'll still see those throughout the day. We generally see about 2,000 to 3,000 people view this over the course of the week, so I'm happy to answer. And then let's talk a little bit about the kit. So Whispering Pines is the name of the kit that we've been talking about, the triangles. Again, great kit to have just a lot of fun with. A little different than just working with blocks. It's a great skill builder as well. But don't be intimidated if you're new to quilting or you've not done a project like this before. You absolutely can. I'm not the greatest quilter in the world, and I know I can. And we're here to support you and help you all the way through. So, Whispering Pines kits through the link, and I'll drop it in one more time in the chat for you. Here we go. Yes, I'm a little bit on my own today. Okay, we're working it. There we go. $141.74 through the stream through this link only. If you go straight to the website and try to buy it, you will not get the promo price. We run a lot of these promotions for our Facebook customers and for our newsletter subscribers. So if you haven't joined that, go to the website. At the bottom, you can join the newsletter there as well. And that's where you get access to some of the behind the scenes, some of the better pricing if you need it, okay? Because on the website, this one is 202 today. So Whispering Pines is 202, 170 or 141.74 on sale. This kit is Morning Glory. It's also on this promotion today. We're running it at a really low price at $134.08. So this is 67 by 77 on this one. The Whispering Pines is 64 by 77, so about the same size kit. If you want to expand them, add an extra kit for a queen, 3 extra kits for a king. All of those things are available through that link. If you have problems with ordering, please send me a message. It's customer care, all one word, at thefabrichut.com. I'll be happy to help you with your order, answer any questions that you have along the way. And then let's take a look here. Let's bring this one down. Let me just grab this one for a second. I'll bring it down close to the camera. We'll wrap up looking at this special edition quilt that we have here in the studio today. A little clip. And we will take a look at it. This one currently is set up with the purple backdrop, but I'm going to set this thing, give her a quick fold, and we will get it up on the table, and we'll get you a little closer view at the fabrics in this one, just because we have a little bit of time today, and we can. How's that? Remember, if you have your favorite quilt shop in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area, feel free to drop that in as a hint for me to go visit. I will be traveling there next week. I'm always looking for great quilt shops in that area. Also, if you're going to attend the Sisters Quilt Show in July, so that's in Sisters, Oregon, please let me know. I'd love to see if we have a bunch of people going and whether or not it makes sense to maybe do something special or run a little meet and greet or a little live event while we're down there together. Okay, so here's the fabrics. As you can see, beautiful, vibrant colors as always. Everything here in this kit again comes to you pre-cut, ready to sew. These are your binding strips that also come with the kit. Of course, you get all the backing as well. So there it is. And again, this is the backing color for this kit. Sometimes this color changes from time to time, but that's the one that was sewn on this kit itself when it was in production. But as you can see, just great, super good colors. All right, back around, and we will wrap this up. I do appreciate you watching. If you get an opportunity to please share, of course, like the video is always helpful as well. Just keeps us moving forward by bringing some of these cool items to you. I will say in the future, we've got some really cool things planned as things come available, some cutting edge, new technology, new tools to the quilting world. We'll be excited to bring those to you as well, in addition to new kits that are in the pipeline and almost ready for release. So this is where you'll find them. This is where they'll be released, and you can take advantage of the special pricing by just being someone that watches and attends and joins us during this time. So, all right, Michelle, thank you for that. Okay, yeah, this is a beautiful quilt. I absolutely adore it. It's such a great spring quilt. Super cool. All right, with that, if there aren't any more questions, I do appreciate you joining us. Really means a lot. so that I'm not, really love the engagement this week. Just helps not make me feel like I'm talking to myself, even though I know I'm talking to a lot of people who are watching it later. But anyways, with that, I'm going to sign off for the day. We appreciate it. Remember, one last time, I'm going to put it in the comments. This is your link for the sale and discount prices. If you have any questions, please reach out to me, customercare@thefabrichut.com. We'll be happy to help you. Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week. Happy quilting.